Hello, everybody, and welcome to the road to WrestleMania Week 3. It's been an eventful week in the world of WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, and it all kicked off Monday night on Raw. And if you missed the action this week, well, you missed a lot. And the first thing I want to start off with is the fact that Randy Orton will not be a part of the Elimination Chamber this Sunday. He was injured by Daniel Bryan during the middle of his match with The Big Show. If you missed it, Daniel Bryan took the World Heavyweight title and hit both The Big Show and Randy Orton. Unfortunately, when he hit Randy Orton, it gave Randy Orton a concussion and took him out of the Elimination Chamber, which led to something even bigger happening on Smackdown. But I'll get back to that in a minute. Also, at the beginning of Raw, the 6 men who are in the Raw Elimination Chamber had a friendly but confrontational debate at the same time. There was no violence, unfortunately. I gotta tell you, R-Truth was probably the most comical out of all of them. One of the lines he said to Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero was that he would trade them to SmackDown for a hornswoggle and a box of spiders. So, yeah. R-Truth, let me talk about R-Truth a little bit. Ever since he's been doing this little Jimmy character, little Jimmy gimmick since last summer, the guy's been absolutely phenomenal on the mic, and even he seems to be working harder in the ring as well. So a lot of people are going to disagree with my statement, and I, disagree all you want, but I really truly believe that R-Truth deserves to have the WWE title at least once. I mean, nobody has ever had those. I mean, people have had great mic skills in their time, like The Rock and Roddy Piper and so on and so forth, but no one's ever been like lunatic crazy on the mic like R-Truth. So R-Truth took on Dolph Ziggler and defeated him. The Miz took on CM Punk, so CM Punk won that match. And Kofi Kingston and Chris Jericho had another phenomenal match. So, but the thing I want to talk about this week was kind of big was Shawn Michaels returning to the WWE, not to wrestle, but he came out to confront Triple H. And, Shawn Michaels basically called Triple H every name in the book. Called him a coward, called him a sellout because he won't accept the Undertaker's challenge. So I think throughout the next few weeks on the road to WrestleMania, you're going to see Shawn have a lot of involvement in the storyline. Reports are saying that Shawn will be the special guest referee for Undertaker versus Triple H at WrestleMania 28. So that's the big news there. I'm really liking how they are playing out the Triple H Undertaker storyline. It's not a one night build up and then the match is on. I like how they're really building up to making it bigger than it was last year. And of course, obviously, after Shawn left, Undertaker came out with another cryptic video talking about how this is not over, and said to Triple H, "Give me what I want, give me immortality." And one of the weird things I've noticed in the video is that Undertaker was cutting his hair. Now, as most of you know, he was actually wearing a wig when he came back because his hair was still pretty short. So there's been a lot of rumors and speculation about him, possibly coming as the American Badass motorcycle gimmick again, but I don't think that's going to happen, especially if it's the last match of his career, which a lot of people are thinking it is. So that's pretty much the craziness of Raw this week. On SmackDown, probably the most entertaining part of SmackDown this week was a Big Show going on an absolute rampage in Teddy Long's office. He punched out Mark Henry and punched a hole through a HD TV, which I've never seen before, and just totally destroyed Teddy Long's office. Um, Big Show is starting to show signs of a heel turn, because as a lot of you probably have read by now, Shaq is coming into the WWE for a month to do a program with the Big Show at WrestleMania. So, Big Show, look for him to turn heel either tomorrow night at the Chamber or this coming week on Raw or SmackDown. However, the big news, the most shocking news of the week, Randy Orton, like I said, was taken out of the Elimination Chamber. So Teddy Long, SmackDown had a Elimination Chamber wild card spot battle royal is what he called it, and at the end of it, I couldn't believe my eyes. The winner of that battle royal happened to be Santino Marella, and the fans actually loved it. The fans cheered it. The guy got a huge ovation, so he's obviously doing something right. So that's probably the biggest shocker of the week is that Santino Marella is going to be in the Elimination Chamber with Wade Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Big Show, Daniel Bryan, and the Great Khali. And who knows? Maybe this is the time finally where WWE uses Santino the way they should have all along. As a lot of folks don't know, a lot of people compared Santino to Taz when Santino first started. He had the build like Taz, and apparently he has the wrestling style like Taz does too, but he has never really been able to show it. So maybe this is Santino's time finally. Do I think he's going to win the world title? No. Do I think he's going to have a good showing? Yes. So that's really the big news of the week. Daniel Bryan and Sheamus had a really, really good match on SmackDown this past Friday. It ended in the DQ because Sheamus snapped when Daniel Bryan spit in his face. So I'm thinking Daniel Bryan's probably going to retain the World Heavyweight title tomorrow night at the Chamber. And I think you're going to see Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus at WrestleMania 28. However, because of the Randy Orton injury, if Orton's able to compete at WrestleMania, I think he's going to be put in that match for storyline purposes, and I think they'll make it a triple threat match. So, also a new match got added to the Elimination Chamber for Sunday, and that would be Tamina Snuka versus Beth Phoenix for the Divas title. I'm actually looking forward to a Divas match for once because both are great wrestlers and both really know how to work in the ring. I really love how WWE is allowing Tamina to embrace her father's roots. As you know, a few people out there aren't allowed to embrace their family's roots, like Michael McGillicuddy, aka Joe Henning. So I always love it when WWE allows people like Tamina and Natalia, Ted DiBiase, Cody Rhodes. I love all those second generation superstars because of their family name and the fact that wrestling's in their blood, and that they're going to be a good worker. So that's the only other match that's been added to Elimination Chamber. Cena and Kane was also added last week. It's going to be an ambulance match, and if you missed what happened with Cena this week, it was not pretty. He wound up making out with Eve Torres, who was Zack Ryder's girlfriend at the time, and Zack Ryder got beat up by Kane again, and they're just torturing poor Zack Ryder over there on Raw. So I'll be curious to see if Zack Ryder has some involvement with Cena in the near future. I really think either Zack Ryder or John Cena are going to turn heel at some point. They've been teasing a John Cena heel turn for a long time, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen yet. So that's really all for me on the road to WrestleMania this week. As I said before, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is tomorrow night. I think some shocking things are going to happen, to say the least. I don't know what those shocking things are, but something always big happens on the road to WrestleMania. And Elimination Chamber is the last big stop until then. So be sure to tune in to next week's episode. Same Hollywood time, same Hollywood place. And don't forget to get all your WrestleMania 28 and CM Punk gear at WWEshop.com.